Hello everyone, this video will provide an overview of the Module 3 assignments and a recap of what happened in Year 6 in Globus. First is the course participation, team meeting with the instructor. Every team must meet with me this week by Sunday. This will give you an opportunity to ask any questions that you may have about the course or Globus or the assignments. Also, this will ensure for me that the team is communicating since we will all be together. Next is the Chapter 3 SmartBook assignment. Next is the Chapter 3 quiz. Next we have the Case 1 Fixture Upper. If you go ahead and click on the link to access the Case 1 assignment, I've broken down into two different parts. Obviously, Step 1 is to read a case. And then Step 2, you're going to be answering some questions. There are 6 sections within the case study. Each section of questions are worth approximately 16 points. They can be multiple choice or true or false. Total possible points is 100, and you'll be given 2 attempts to complete the assignment. Next, we have the Global Simulation Module 3 report. Now, I know you completed the Mod 2 report last week. Keep in mind, I expect a tremendous amount of effort within these reports. They should not be in Q&A format, meaning that you should not just type up the question and provide an answer. It should be in a report format, paragraph format. It should have a nice cover page, maybe some charts, some graphs, some tables. The report itself should look professional, and if it does not, you obviously will be deducted points. And lastly, you're going to be completing your Global Simulation Year 7 decisions. So now let's go ahead and jump into Year 6 and see how that went. Okay, here we have the Year 6 scoreboard. We only have 4 teams this semester. Normally, there's anywhere from 8 to 10. And that could be bad for you because if you don't do well, you really stand out, such as the 4th ranked team, ADC Inc. With a weighted average score of 46. I've never seen a score that low throughout the many years I've been using simulation. So that would indicate to me that clearly they're not reading materials yet for Globus and understanding the simulation. The upside is there's still time to make the adjustments. But keep in mind, you will not receive full credit for decisions if you continue ended up with a score of 46 each year. Team D with 107, that's really good for a Year 6 score. That's more on the high end of what I usually see for Year 6. Team C and B, 99, then again, that's a pretty good score for Year 6. And Team B, 82, that's like that average score I see. So really, if Team ADC was doing better, we'd probably have a tighter competition right now. What I would tell you, though, is Team C and B, don't get discouraged, and even A, you still have time. You can easily catch Team D. Any year you could jump 20, 30 points, and they could lose 20 or 30 points. It's going to be harder for Team ADC because they are so far behind, but it is possible, so definitely don't give up. That's Year 6 scoreboard. The game-to-date scoreboard, it's all the same scores because we only have 1 year so far, except for bonus points. Okay, so Team D scored a bonus point, so they have a 108 score, and Team B earned a bonus point, and they're at 83. So you want to definitely look at the yearly scores, but then you have to look at the game-to-date score because that's the winner of the simulation at the very end. Now, if you're unsure of what the investor expectation, best in industry score, and weighted average score is, well, all you have to do is scroll to the bottom and it explains it to you. Most students, it does take a few weeks to kind of get a handle on Globus, and then it becomes fun to them because they want to become number 1 within the simulation. So don't get discouraged yet. I'm going to point out a few things you want to look at as a team to try to catch up with the other teams. But after this week, I really won't go in depth anymore because I don't want to give away someone's strategy. That would not be fair. So if you look on the left-hand side, you have different reports. We're on page 1, the scoreboard. You got page 2, earnings per share, return on equity, stock price. 3, credit rating, image rating, so on and so forth. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight a few of these, not all of them though. So first one, earnings per share. So as you can see, if you're in bold, if your value is in bold, that means you met investor expectations. If it's highlighted, you're best in the industry. Okay, so Team D not only met investors' expectations at 1.76, they are best in industry, which Team C got 152. Team B 104, which is not bad at all. Team A, obviously, you still have work to do at 47. Return on equity, again, Team D, best in industry, 26.6, C, 23.4, B, 16.7, which is good. A, 7.8, not too bad. Definitely you need to make up some ground, though. And stock price, Team D, 52, C, 41, B, 18, A, 5.89. So these are the reports you want to look at. Let's go ahead and look at a few more here. I'm going to click on page 3, credit rating and image rating. So credit rating, as you can see, we have bolded, B, C, and D. So B plus, A minus, A minus. A is at B minus. Now, Team A, B minus is not that bad. You'll probably easily pull that up to a B plus before you know it, maybe even A minus. This is an area I tell students don't worry too much about. The credit rating tends to come along with you, so you don't really have to stress about it too much. So just keep that in mind. And then you have image rating, which company D is best in industry with 79. You have C at 72, B at 75, and A at 59. Now, these are just some of the categories you should be looking at. But with that said, you don't have to be the best in every category to win the simulation. And as you go through each year, you're going to learn you can give a little here and to put towards a different area to make up the ground and to get the most amount of points possible within the simulation. But it takes time and it takes work. You're definitely not going to be able to guess your way through the simulation, because like a Team A that's pretty far behind already, if they don't really get their act together, they'll be buried before you know it, and they'll have no hopes. And they will not receive points for their decisions because clearly they're not valid decisions if you're sitting in the 40s. Like I said, that's the lowest I've ever seen for year 6 scoreboard. Now, with that said, if you say, well, I feel lost with the simulation, number one, we're going to meet this week, and you can ask questions. I'm not going to give you all the answers, though. The goal is to get you to research the simulation and to understand how it runs. You have each other, right? You have your team members that you can ask questions of. You should be working as a group. If you want to win the simulation, you're going to have to put forth effort. Nothing in this class is going to come easy. The module reports you submit, if you don't put effort into them, I'll tear them apart and basically ask you to resubmit them. Okay, this is the Capstone class. This is not Management 101. This is Capstone. I expect a tremendous amount of effort out of each and every student in the Capstone class. Well, that concludes the video. As always, feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. Have a great week.